Hello students, myself is Mrs. Neeta Shashikant Krishna, HM College Karad. In previous lecture, we learned about moment of inertia, importance of moment of inertia, assignment dimensions. Already we learned the mi of a uniform disk, the moment of inertia of a uniform ring. Now in that we are going to learn the new concept. It is very important in case of mi. It is radius of gyration. That radius of gyration, it is denoted by k. Already we know the formula for moment of inertia. In that, I is equal to summation mi ri square, it having the limits I is equal to 1 up to n. This we know. In that, we draw also diagram is there. Suppose I have the rigid body, the axis of rotation passing through that body. Okay, that body is going to rotate. Rigid body means what? Shape and size is not going to change by applying any external force. See here we saw some particles are present in such a way. Okay, so these are their distances. If we are talking about that, summation of this m1, m2 up to this, how many finite numbers or particles are present there, that we are writing. So that summation of that, it will become the total mass of the body. And for that R means what? It is a perpendicular distance between the particle to the axis of rotation. So here every time we have to find out the position of a particle and the masses of that particle. Instead of that, we can say here in that body there is one point. Here we can say, suppose that body is present. Here we want to show in that radius of gyration, axis of rotation is passing through the center of the body. Here we are taking the one point. That point is a m. What is a m? M means a point where the whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. Instead of finding where is that particle m1, m2 here, we are getting summation of m1, m2 means whole mass of the body. M is a point where whole mass of body supposed to be concentrated. That body is going to rotate about an axis, so it having the angular velocity. See here, now what we are doing, we want the k. That k is nothing but, it is a k is nothing but, it is a distance between 2 points. K is a distance in between 2 points. First point is an axis of rotation, another point is a point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. That means यहाँ पे k जो है it is a length in between 2. First is the axis of rotation, second one is the point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. यहाँ पे पूरे बॉडी का मास यहाँ पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट हुआ है. अगर इसकी डेफिनेशन हमें देखनी होगी तो ऐसे होगी, the radius of gyration of a body about an axis is defined as the distance between axis of rotation and the point where the whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. ये जो पॉइंट है यहाँ पे हमने पूरे बॉडी का एंटायर मास यहाँ पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करता है. So this will indicate the mass of the body. So radius of gyration of a body about an axis is defined as the distance between axis of rotation and the point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. From that we can get here the value of k. So k is equal to here. Sorry, moment of inertia is equal to m into k square. That k is our radius of gyration. Okay. From that equation we can find out k is equal to under root I upon m. So this is the radius of a gyration. It is an important property of a moment of inertia. If we have seen pi diagram also, we can understand k is nothing but the length. Length between 2 points. Which 2 points? First is the axis of rotation and second one is the point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. If we want to find the yes I mean it is meter. इसके डायमेंशन जो हमें मिलेगी it is l raised to 1. So these are, now we have to see that radius of gyration depends on which quantity. So that it depends that radius of gyration k, it depends on the shape of body. Second one is the position of axis of rotation. Next one is there that radius of gyration, it depends on shape of the body, position of axis of body, distribution of mass, about the axis, fourth one. See here, three factors are there, and then the radius of the gyration, which is the important property of EMI, it depends on here shape of a body. Next one is their position of the axis of rotation. Third one is there the distribution of a mass about the axis of a rotation. See there that radius of gyration, it is independent of mass. It not depend. It is independent of mass and angular velocity. See, from that we can understand it is not depend on that mass. By here, k is equal to under root r upon m. It is the value of the radius of the gyration. If in that equation we are putting the value of r, I is nothing but m r square. That time that m is going to cancel. Here we can show k is equal to under root r upon m. Here it is instead of r we can write m r square divided by m. Common terms are going to cancel. K is equal to under root r square. Therefore k is equal to r. So that radius of gyration is, here we are getting the value by putting the value of r. Here we are getting that radius of gyration is equal to r. So there are the some quantity which are important for the radius of gyration. That radius of gyration k depends on shape of body. It depends on position of axis of rotation. Where the axis of rotation is present, that position is important. How there is a mass distribution about that axis of rotation. If the mass distribution is close to the axis of rotation, otherwise the mass distribution is away from the axis of rotation. It is independent of the mass. From that we can understand it is independent of mass and it is independent of angular velocity. See there in that rigid rotating body, here inertia is always constant. Here inertia remains constant, but mi is going to change. Moment of inertia is variable. See, the mass is not going to change. Inertia is nothing but the mass. Inertia is inability of the body to change its state by itself. We know that. Mi, how we are getting mi is equal to some mi. This moment of inertia, it is denoted by r. Mi r square. As the position of that axis of rotation changes, the distribution of masses is, maybe it is near to the axis of rotation, maybe it is away from the axis of rotation. That means that time is going to change, so that here inertia remains constant, but moment of inertia, it is a variable. Now we can just revise the physical significance of radius of gyration. Physical significance means the importance of that radius of gyration. First is there, if the particles of body, they are distributed close to the axis of rotation. इस बॉडी में जो पार्टिकल्स होंगे उनका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज क्लोज टू द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन. एक्सिस ऑफ distribution of the particles of body, they are close to the axis of rotation. That time k is less. k की वैल्यू जो होगी वो लेस होगी. And if the particles of the body, they are distributed away from the axis of rotation, that means यहाँ पे जो सारे more. हमें पता है क्यों हो रहा है ऐसा, because k is a distance in between the axis of rotation and whole axis of rotation and a point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. ये point किस जगह पे होगा, उसका concentrated center of mass, the point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. अगर इन दोनों में से distance बढ़ गया तो that time k is more. अगर ये क्लोज आ रहा है एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन के, उस वक्त k is less हो गया. So if the particles of a body they are distributed close to the axis of rotation, that time k is less. If the particles of a body they are distributed away from the axis of rotation, that time k is more. Another one is there that radius of gyration k measures the distribution of a particle about a given axis of rotation. जो हमें एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन दिया है उसके अबाउट मास डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कैसा है, दैट इज गोइंग टू मेजर द k. k is radius of gyration is measures the mass distribution of particle about the given axis of rotation. If we know k and I, that means the knowledge of k and I. K means radius of gyration, I means moment of inertia of a body about the same axis. If we know the value of k and I about the same given axis, so that can tells us the shape of body. That can tells us shape of body. अगर हमें एक यहाँ पे एक्सिस प्रेजेंट है, यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, about that axis if we know the value of k, if we know the value of I, that time these things tells us the shape of body. अगर यहाँ पे हमें I की वैल्यू पता है, k की वैल्यू पता है, लेकिन इसके लिए कंडीशन है about the same axis, वहाँ पे एक्सिस सेम होना चाहिए. That two things will tells us the actual shape of the body. So this is the radius of the gyration. Radius of gyration of the body about an axis, about a given axis, the radius of gyration k of a rotating body about the given axis is the distance between axis of rotation and the point where whole mass of body is supposed to be concentrated. That means so the body possesses same inertia, moment of inertia. So here we are finding the formula for k. K is equal to under root I upon m. Here we are getting the some terms that radius of gyration depends on shape of body, position of axis of the rotation, mass distribution about the given axis of rotation. Next is that it is independent of mass and angular velocity. In that inertia of a body it remains constant, but moment of inertia of a body it is a variable. Okay, this is about the radius of gyration. Next we are going to learn parallel axis theorem, otherwise theorem of a parallel axis. Here we know some symmetrical bodies are present there. So if we are finding their mi about their symmetry, so this information and some bodies are there. Symmetry means what? Symmetry means it is a line which is going to make two same part of a body. कोई भी object हो उसके दो same part करने वाली जो लाइन होती है उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? Symmetry. That means any geometrical shape is there. If we are drawing here line, we are getting the symmetry. In that diagram, two symmetries present. So here the mi of a body about its symmetry. इसका ऑलरेडी फॉर्मूले हमने हमारे टेक्स्ट बुक में दिए, चार्ट नंबर 3 में इसके फॉर्मूले हमने ऑलरेडी दिए. इसके बाद हम जो नेक्स्ट कंटेंट लर्न करेंगे वो है थ्योरम ऑफ ए पैरेलल एक्सिस. इसके लिए सबसे पहले आई विल राइट द थ्योरम. सबसे पहले हम Let me write the first theorem. The MI of a rotating rigid body statement. यहाँ पे हमने थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट मेथड ली। टेक्स्ट बुक में डायग्राम कंप्लीट डेरिवेशन बाद में स्टेटमेंट दिया है। यहाँ पे अगर हमें स्टेटमेंट पहले से पता चलेगा तो उसका इक्वेशन समझ में आएगा। इक्वेशन से हम डायग्राम ड्रॉ करेंगे एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट डायग्राम वी आर ट्राइंग टू प्रूव दैट स्टेटमेंट। सो इसके लिए आपको ऐसे बाहर करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं। इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड इजीली विद प्रैक्टिस यू कैन सॉल्व इट। See here, I am writing that statement. See, the MI of a rotating rigid body about any axis which उस rigid body में is equal to sum of its MI about the parallel axis passing through the center of mass CM and product of mass and square of a perpendicular distance between the two axes. अगर ये स्टेटमेंट देखेंगे ये डायरेक्टली आपकी समझ में नहीं आएगा। इसके लिए मैं इक्वेशन लिखती हूँ I0 is equal to IC plus MH square. Now I am going to explain the statement with the help of diagram. As per the statement हमें क्या करना है, सीधे हमारी एक बॉडी है वो रोटेट कर रही है, इट इज गोइंग टू परफॉर्म द रोटेशनल मोशन। ओके, उसका एक एक्सिस है, द एक्सिस इज पासिंग थ्रू द बॉडी एनीवेयर, कहीं पे भी आप ले सकते हैं। सपोज आई एम टेकिंग हियर दिस इज एक्सिस। ओके, इस ये जो एक्सिस है ये 0 पॉइंट से चल रहा है, द एक्सिस व्हिच इज पासिंग थ्रू द पॉइंट O। ओके, अगर इसकी एमआई के बारे में हम बोलेंगे तो इट विल बी I0, द एमआई ऑफ द बॉडी अबाउट एन एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू O। ओके, इट इज IO। नेक्स्ट हमें क्या बताया है, हाउ वी आर गेटिंग दिस एमआई, द एमआई ऑफ ए रोटेटिंग रिजिड बॉडी अबाउट एनी एक्सिस, यहाँ पे हमने एक्सिस ड्रॉ किया, उसका एमआई क्लियर बताया, इज इक्वल टू सम ऑफ, यहाँ पे दो चीजों की सम होगी, कौन से सीधे, सम ऑफ एमआई अबाउट अ पैरेलल एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ मास। हमें यहाँ पे एक और एक्सिस लेना है जो सेंटर ऑफ मास से पास होगा। इस बॉडी का सेंटर ऑफ मास यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट है, सेंटर ऑफ मास मींस यहाँ पे जो पॉइंट होगा उसका लोकेशन होगा C होगा। हमें ये भी मिला IC। दो टर्म से उसमें एडिशन हो रही है। पहली टर्म जो है एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू द सेंटर ऑफ ए मास, यहाँ से एक्सिस गया है C पॉइंट में, अगर हम इसके एमआई के बारे में बोलेंगे तो इट विल बी IC। ये टर्म हमारी पहली यहाँ पे मिल गई, एंड द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ मास एंड स्क्वायर ऑफ ए परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू एक्सिस। अगर हमें ये दो एक्सिस देखें तो इन एक्सिस में जो डिस्टेंस है वो हमारा हो गया, हम इसे थोड़ा सा नीचे लेते हैं, ये जो डिस्टेंस है वो हमारा होगा h। तो हमें क्या मिला है, सी r0 मीन्स mi ऑफ ए रिजिड रोटेटिंग बॉडी अबाउट एनी एक्सिस, ये कहीं पे भी बॉडी में प्रेजेंट है, इज इक्वल टू सम ऑफ इट्स mi about the parallel axis passing through the center and product of mass and the square of the perpendicular distance between two axes। हमें ये यहाँ पे प्रूव करना है। आपके ध्यान में अगर फिर से रिपीट करती हूँ, the mi of a rotating rigid body, the mi of a rotating rigid body about any axis is equal to mi is equal to sum of its mi passing through the center of mass and product of mass and the square of the distance between two axes। है समझ में? ये हमारा थ्योरम है, ये हमें अभी यहाँ पे प्रूव करना है। नाउ सी दैट एज पर द थ्योरम हमने यहाँ पे डायग्राम ड्रॉ किए। I0 is see first of all it is an axis of rotation। First of all the axis of rotation is present there, it is passing through the point O। so here हम जो बोलेंगे I0 ये क्या होगा, मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट एन एक्सिस पासिंग थ्रू O, it is moment of inertia about an axis passing through O, passing through O। हमें जो दूसरा दिया है वो है IC, it is a moment of inertia about an axis passing through center of mass, passing through point O, सेंटर ऑफ मास यहाँ पे जो होगा वो C होगा। ओके, हमें यहाँ पे OC is h, it is perpendicular distance between two parallel axes ओके। नाउ सी दैट हमें यहाँ पे तो काम कंप्लीट कर रही है। रिमेनिंग पार्ट इज दैट कंसीडर अ रोटेटिंग बॉडी हु हैविंग द मास m। Consider a rotating body rotating about an axis passing through the point O। The body is going to rotate, it is m is the mass of body। See that another axis of rotation is present here, that axis of rotation is passing through the center of mass। so हमें ये दो axis मिल गए। now here we have to take a small element, we have to take a small particle whose mass is dm, it is situated at point P। यहाँ पे हमने एक पार्टिकल लिया है at point P, small element is present, small particle is present, its mass is dm। okay, now we have to join that OP। अब हम यहाँ पे OP join करेंगे। now we have to join here OC, that OP is nothing but R, OC is nothing but R0। now here we have to increase OC, some construction we are doing here, increasing that OC up to D। then we are drawing the perpendicular PD from P। हम यहाँ पे एक perpendicular निकालेंगे, वो B तक आता है, it is a rectangle। again here that CD it having the length, it is a length in between point C and point D, it is a x। see directly हमने डायग्राम ड्रॉ नहीं की है, there is some tricks। सबसे पहले हमने स्टेटमेंट लिखा, स्टेटमेंट से हमें इक्वेशन मिला। एज पर द स्टेटमेंट हमने यहाँ कहीं इस रोटेटिंग बॉडी में एक एक्सिस लिया, ये O इस पॉइंट पे प्रेजेंट है। उसके बाद हमें द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट एनी एक्सिस ये निकालना है। उसके लिए हमने ये कंस्ट्रक्शन किया, एक और एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन लिया, दैट axis of rotation is passing through the center of a mass. Okay, now as per that, IC means movement of inertia of a body about an axis passing through the center of mass. यहाँ से पास होता है, m is a mass. So consider a rotating body whose mass is m. It is rotating about an axis passing through the point O. Another parallel axis is present there. That parallel axis is passing through the point C. C is nothing but it is the center of mass is there. So next is the IC. IC is the movement of inertia about an axis passing through the center of mass. जिसे हम C point भी बोल सकते हैं. I0 is nothing but the movement of inertia about an axis passing through the point O. हमें सब यहाँ पे मिला है. From the diagram we are getting some as per new construction we are getting some values. अगर हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे OP is equal to here R, CP is equal to R0. यहाँ पे हमने OC की वैल्यू लिखी H is a perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. CD is a distance between C and D. This is our total construction. This is our total diagram. Okay, now I am going to run. Here I have to solve some mathematical part. अब हमें mathematical part start करना है. हम देखेंगे इस diagram में two right angle triangle है. As for the first right angle triangle, we know by using Pythagoras theorem, in a big right angle triangle, we can write the values. See there, OP square is equal to OD square plus DP square. But here, how we are getting OD square? OD is nothing but OC plus CD. By putting this value, we go ahead. Therefore, OP square is equal to here OC square, OC plus CD. Bracket raised to square plus DP square. By using the expansion formula, we can write OC square plus twice OC into CD plus CD square, and that term will remain as it is, DP square. If we are paying attention here, that CD square plus DP square is nothing but CP square because it is another right angle triangle, small. ये छोटा राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल है. सो यहाँ पे वी आर यूजिंग द वैल्यू हियर इन ब्रैकेट व्हाट इज CD स्क्वायर प्लस DP स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू CD स्क्वायर प्लस DP स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू CP स्क्वायर. वी आर पुटिंग दिस वैल्यू. सो विद द न्यू सब्स्टिट्यूशन वी विल गो अहेड इज इक्वल टू OC स्क्वायर प्लस twice OC into CD plus CP square. Instead of that term, we are taking the CP. By putting this value, we have all the values here. OP means what? R. Then OC means here we can. OC means H will be there. Next OC means H. CD means X. And CP means R0. By putting this value here, R square is equal to, let me take this term here, then we put the value. OP square is equal to CP square plus OC square plus twice OC into C. Now these all values are written here. ये सारे values हम इसमें put up करेंगे. Therefore we will get R square is equal to R0 square plus H square plus twice H into X. This equation we are getting. Now we have to make the simplify. For simplification, we are doing here multiplying the equation by dm and taking integration. हम पूरे इक्वेशन को dm से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे और इसको हम इंटीग्रेशन लेंगे. सो हियर वी विल गेट integration of r square into dm is equal to integration r0 square into dm here plus integration of h square into dm plus integration सारे टर्म देखेंगे, इन सबकी वैल्यू हमारे पास है। इट विल रिमेन एज इट इज आर स्क्वायर इंटीग्रेशन आर जीरो स्क्वायर dm, यहाँ पे h इज कांस्टेंट, इसको बाहर लेते हैं, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ dm प्लस हियर 2h इंटीग्रेशन x इनटू dm। अब यहाँ पे ये जो टर्म है इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ x इनटू dm, इट इज इक्वल टू 0। Why? Because C is a point center of a mass. The algebraic sum of moment of all particles at the center of mass is 0 when the body is in equilibrium position. यहाँ पे C is supposed to be whole mass of body supposed to be concentrated and that D is along the C. So that term is going to become 0. अगर ये term यहाँ पे 0 हो रही है, इसका मतलब रिमेनिंग टर्म्स के वैल्यू हम पुट करेंगे। यहाँ पे हम उन्हें देखेंगे द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया अबाउट I0, इसके लिए वैल्यू हमने लिखी नहीं, अब हम लिखेंगे और वही इसमें पुट अप करेंगे। I0 अगर हम देखेंगे हियर I0 यहाँ का जो डिस्टेंस है वो कैसे मिलेगा हमें, OP स्क्वायर हियर I0 इज इक्वल टू OP स्क्वायर इनटू dm। पॉज करें। Here we are writing the value moment of inertia about an axis passing through the point O is equal to integration of OP square into dm. Similarly, we have to write the value for moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center C, Cm. So integration of यहाँ पे Cp square into dm। अगर हम इनको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो OP स्क्वायर मींस इंटीग्रेशन r स्क्वायर इनटू dm, इसको सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ r0 स्क्वायर इनटू dm। सो दीस वैल्यू वी आर गेटिंग हियर, ये सारे वैल्यूज हमें यहां पे मिल रहे हैं। सो देयरफॉर हियर वी आर राइटिंग हियर दीस वैल्यू विल कम फॉर I0 फर्स्ट, हियर I0 इज इक्वल टू rc प्लस यहाँ पे हमें जो मिल रहा है h square into integration of dm plus here that term is going to become 0. Okay, then here I0 is equal to IC plus h square into m. हमने क्यों लिखा है, therefore integration of dm is equal to total mass of a body। यहाँ पे मिल रहा है total mass of the body। Putting this equation, then finally we will get here I0 is equal to IC plus m into h square। जो हमारा स्टेटमेंट था, जो हमारा स्टेटमेंट का इक्वेशन था, ये यहाँ पे द मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया ऑफ ए बॉडी अबाउट एनी एक्सिस इज इक्वल टू सम ऑफ इट्स मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया about a parallel axis passing through the center of mass and product of mass of body and square of the distance between perpendicular axes. So such a way today we are going to complete the parallel axis theorem. It will ask for 3 marks. It is very important. See the construction. Here we draw the diagram as per the statement. As per the statement we written the equation. Lastly we can say hence we prove that parallel axis theorem। इस तरह से हमने parallel axis theorem हमने prove किया। So today we have completed the radius of a gyration, their importance, their unit, it depends on which factor that we learn, and last one is the parallel axis theorem। I hope you like that video, learn it very well। In next lecture we are going to learn perpendicular axis theorem।